Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Tazamak coming to you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Yahawashi. Next, I do want to give double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, who has given me the 100% truth according to the Bible and rule well. This is the book of Jeremiah 17 and verse 4, and it reads, I will actually start verse 4. It says, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I give thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever. Come on. That's right, man. Hey, our people, the Israelite man, child. Hey, man, we went off from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you know. And we still go off to this day. The reason why, in the days of Noah, this earth was just destroyed by water, the flood, the great flood. It's because our people dwelled in so much wickedness, you know, and it got to a point where, hey, the Lord, he was done away with it, and it's soon to be what's going to happen to this place with thermonuclear fire, man. The Lord's going to cleanse this earth completely with fire, and I say this to say because, you know, uh, this is why people don't understand. This is why we're in the state that we are of today, of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans being so low of what we are today of a nation. Sean, Salaki on that. Um, I'm at the plantation once again. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah. So we lost who we were because of the lack of seeking, the lack of edification, from the heavens, man. It says, verse 5, it says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh his flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. Huh? So what that means, only actually touching on the blue letter here. So like you bear with me. Jeremiah 17, and start at verse 5. It says in the NLT, this is what the Lord say, cursed are those who put their trust in mere humans, since who rely on man's strength and turn their hearts away from the Lord. You know, hey, through the spirit and power, y'all, Bahasham Yahawashi, man. I know a lot of Jakes who tend to, get in certain situations, or you get in certain situation where you want to take matters into your own hands, instead of allowing the Lord to do it. We all been in the count where we want to do so, for us being the man of the Lord. We don't. Speaking to the brothers of this truth, man. But Jake in the world don't understand the power of having this truth, of having a patience, of trusting in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You know, see, like, all we gotta do here is to fear the Lord, and then that fearing the Lord is trusting the Lord. And keeping the commandments, man. You know, we all understand their way. Hey, the Lord already just told us he causing us to serve our enemies, man. What do you think happens when you serve your enemy? You know? Hey, man, our enemies are over us right now, man. We're not in a state where anything is good for us here on this side, man. Ain't not in the state where things is gonna be holly and jolly, man. It's not in the state where things is gonna be comfortable. You know, that's not what it's meant to be when you serving your enemies, man. You're not gonna be in a comfortable state. Now people doesn't realize that, man. We've been serving our enemies for so long. This devil, man, and all these other nations too. They come up against Israel. You know, So we have to keep your mind out of that comfort zone, man. You can't find comfort in this place, as the scriptures say, you know. And it says that in Micah 2:10, arise, thee, depart from this place is not your rest. It shall destroy you even with a sword of destruction. This place is polluted. Roughly paraphrasing, it shall destroy you with a sword of destruction. Sloppy, roughly paraphrasing. But point is, man, hey, the Lord has put us in a predicament that we did because we angered Him by not allowing ourselves to be His children, not allowing ourselves to hearken into His voice, into His way. That He ordained us to be. And that's overall. It's about the obedience, man. And that's discipline and obedience, man. You know, or this truth comes with much discipline, man. You know, and that's what we have to understand as a just starting by yourself, man. Of understanding the disciplines, and seek the Lord and understand what you can and can't do. You know, like, hey, man, I don't want to bring up the count again, but like my brother, for instance, hold on, Salaki, um, Esau, he coming in and intervening. Mentioned I'm at work again, but kind of like I was given a scenario that like you know I say well I ain't even gonna say too into details, but those know who know. But like Jake loves to be carnal, man, taking matters into their own hands in situations, not understanding who's in control, man, or not even understanding judgment, man. Certain things happen to you for a reason, man, for a wake up call, man, or a warning. And when you ignore those signs, man, hey, it's all right about the Lord to bring that righteous indignation of lucky upon you, man, that righteous judgment, man. And then you be say it as it is, you be fucked up out here, man. That's why Jay constantly get fucked up out here, man. They want to retaliate or do whatever, take matters into their own hands. But as it say here in Proverbs, what the third chapter, it say what? To trust in the Lord. Lucky, this is Slovakia, not the third chapter. It's Proverbs. Bear with me. Yeah, kind of. I think Slovakia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's Proverbs 3:5. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thy heart." And that heart meaning that mind, man. The Hebrew word of love. It says, "And lean not into your own understanding, man." Sometimes it is overly hard for everything on this side. When you got bills, you know, when you got lights and gas, and you got food you need to eat, you got children even here on this side. Hey, to elders say, man, it's hard for when you being, run under your enemy. All right, you take it. When you getting ran under your enemy, man, when your enemy is flourishing over you, man. It's hard when your enemy has all the control of your resources, man, of your ability in this place, you know. But you have to be in a mindset that what, hey, the Lord, He's overall with us, man. Y'all about to me, I'll try to overall with us. So we don't have nothing to worry about completely. Hey, man. Yeah, everything is for a lighter moment, man. Hey, we will be okay, you know. Yeah. You gotta constantly remember and constantly remind yourself. Hey, I love one saying, the elder, even though it's the scriptures, but the elder Malcolm would say, "Hey man, you gotta take this one day at a time, man. That's what you constantly gotta remind yourself to do. To take it one day at a time, man, because that's all you can do. You know, kind. But it says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, lean not into thy own understanding. It says, acknowledge all thy ways, not some of thy ways. The Lord ain't say, okay, look, you know, don't acknowledge this, but you can acknowledge that. He say, acknowledge all thy ways. It's like, yeah, in all thy ways, acknowledge him. you know, and he shall direct thy path. That's right, man. You gotta put it to, hey, you gotta call it as what it is, man. Hey, you get fucked up out here, man. You gotta understand what did I do wrong for the Lord to come judge me. You gotta understand who's in control of that judgment. You know, you being chastised, you going through something. Hey, you need the help with something. Hey, man, you lacking in something. You gotta understand it's all in the will of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to judge you, man, to give you the spirit, man. To hey, even when you get blessed with things, man, you gotta give all praise and honor to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi because that's what it is. At the end of be all, that's what exactly what it is. You know, so you gotta keep that in the mindset, man. But going back into the reason why I brought this up, you know, because when you don't do that, those things that I just mentioned, you know, not acknowledging the Lord, you know, because when you're not acknowledging the Lord and you lean to your own understanding, you're not trusting it. Y'all about to me, I was saying, man. You trust love you. So I was interrupting. Like you say, it says, trust in the Lord. First be the man that trusts in man, making his flesh arm, he was hard departed from the Lord time. It's lucky, man. I hate when somebody call. I really forget. I dislike when I call while I'm doing a lesson. But putting me out. The point is, like, man, hey, you don't trust in the Lord when you lean in upon your own understanding and not acknowledging Him in everything you do. You know, and they say, "Curse be that man that trusted in man and make his flesh his arm." You trust in your own flesh. It says, verse 6, "For he shall be like you in the desert, and shall not see when good comes, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, and shall in a salt land, and not inhabit it." You're gonna be a busted man. You're gonna be a low man. You're gonna be wondering why you feel the way you feel in this world. Though this world bring out a wicked vibration already, but man, we find light. We have light. Our spirit is uplifted through the power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi because we know who's in control of our spirit, of our destiny. You know, who gives us the that hey that energy boost, that life. He'll give us life overall, man. That's why we need. That's why we know what we need here on this side. Us being the men of the Lord, seeking y'all about Shemar. Because without it, man, we would be just like every average Joe, man. Every other Jake out here believing that hey, these things is happening because of things of karma and all of these other things, man. But really, it's hey, man, it's the judgment of the Most High, man. Really, it's the will of the Heavenly Father. My only begotten, it's like it's only begotten Son, man. Our Heavenly Brother, man. Man, and when you come light of that, acknowledge Yahweh about shine everything you do and diligently seek. Hey, man, your spirit be lifted, man. You know, it say verse 6, I mean 7, it says, "Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope is the Lord. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and which spreadeth out of her roots by the river, and shall not see when the heat cometh, but her leaves shall be green, and shall not be and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit." That's right, because why? The Lord give us that life, man. That's why He gave the reference of that tree, because tree brings forth what fruit, bring forth light. And it's like your life, you know. And, hey, man, the Lord is our light, man. The Lord is our life. You know, we have to. Hey, even when the going get tough, man, even when we don't see the heat, we still know, we don't see the troubles that's coming. Nobody sees the troubles that's coming. We don't see the snares and the traps that comes upon us. But the Lord, hey, man, He's with us. And He has the angels and have the brothers, angels working overtime, man, through the Spirit to keep us uplifted, man, keep us protected, man. That's why our hope has to be in the Lord. That's why our trust has to be in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. Because we fight against things that we can't see in this side, man. We fight against ourselves, man. And this flesh is is wicked, man. We have to continue to pursue the things that's beneficial for us, man. That was made for us, you know. And but I ain't gonna drag this lesson out longer than it already is, man. I want to give all praise and all honor to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Niggas get double honors into the apostle of the great millstone who has given us 100% truth according to the Bible. And who well, peace, blessing, and safety to you. Sincere, I came out there pushing, believing, and doing the work with truth and sincerity, man. To you, I say shalom.